Hey everybody, late last year GM announced brand new full-size SUVs, and now the brand is updating its largest three-row crossover, the Chevy Traverse. So in this video, I want to go over everything that is new for the 2021 Traverse, and there have been quite a few changes, and then we're going to compare it to the competition, namely the Ford Explorer, Honda Pilot, and Toyota Highlander. So let's go over all the changes and then see how this vehicle stacks up. To start off, let's watch this montage put together by Chevy showcasing some of the biggest changes from 2020 to 2021. The basics here on the Traverse stay the same for 2021. Dimensions and powertrains go unchanged. What Chevy has done though is updated the styling and then done quite a few different things in the interior, not to mention adding even more standard equipment. Now when you see the 2021 Traverse, the styling will be the first thing that is going to catch your eye. Now many of the cues adopted here were introduced on the smaller Blazer and Equinox, and it's definitely a style that is based on a lot of sharp angles. The front end is more rugged looking now, and unlike before when the Traverse sort of had a two grille setup, the new Traverse has more of a one large cohesive grille design. Now new headlights and taillights have been added here, bringing standard LEDs to the Traverse. Chevrolet is particularly proud of a new design that incorporates the daytime running lights, turn signals, and LEDs all into one neat integrated unit. 4 new wheel designs have been added for 2021 as well to keep the wheels looking fresh. What do you guys think of the design on the Traverse? I personally actually like the way the sort of Chevy crossover family is going. The styling is very Camaro based. It looks like they kind of took off the Camaro, those sharp lines introduced to its pony car, and now they've brought them all the way up throughout the range. Like I mentioned, starting with the Blazer, then the Equinox, now the Traverse. I think this thing looks sharp, but what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section below. Now it's time to look at the interior, because that's where quite a few changes arrived. So first of all, just new seating options in the Traverse, some of which feature accent stitching, and Chevy just says these should be more comfortable now. Now besides the seats, Chevy has also added a massive dual skyscape, they call it, 2-panel power sunroof. So if you want a big old sunroof in your Traverse, you can now get it. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are both still available on this vehicle, but for 2021 there's been an update. You can now access them wirelessly. No more USB cable necessary. Now you can hook up your phone to the vehicle and access your CarPlay or Android Auto without that connection. That's a good thing, and that is a feature that is spreading throughout many automakers' lineups, and Chevy in particular. I'm sure all of its vehicles will adopt that as soon as they can. In front of the driver, a brand new 8-inch info screen has been added. That's quite a big screen for right there in your info cluster, so Chevy is definitely going big on screens. And then finally, the wireless charging pad for your cell phone has just been made bigger for 2021 to make sure that more phones can be incorporated. So even if you own one of the biggest phones on the market, you can now charge it in your Traverse. An entire suite of active safety features was already available on the Traverse as well, but for 2021, Chevy is stepping up and making many of these features standard. So even if you go for the most basic Traverse, you're going to be getting automatic emergency braking, front pedestrian braking, lane keep assist with lane departure warning, forward collision alert, IntelliBeam auto high beams, and a following distance indicator. Really, there's only 2 systems that don't come standard. Those are adaptive cruise control and GM safety alert seat, both of which can be purchased as options. So that's all the new stuff for the Traverse, and all of the other stuff basically stays the same. The powertrain here for 2021 is still a 3.6 liter V6 that makes 310 horsepower and 266 pound-feet of torque, sent through a 9-speed automatic transmission. Now the tow rating for this Traverse comes in at 5,000 pounds. So exactly how does the Traverse stack up to the competition? Well, let's take a look right now, starting with those powertrains. With its lineup of EcoBoost turbocharged engines, the Ford Explorer does offer more power than the Traverse. With the 2.3 liter EcoBoost, you're getting 300 horsepower, just a little less than Traverse, but also 310 pound-feet. And then of course bump up to the 3 liter twin turbo V6, and you're getting 365 horsepower, 380 pound-feet of torque. Oh, and how could I forget to mention the Explorer ST with 400 horsepower. So when it comes to all-out power, the Ford Explorer is the way to go. The Toyota Highlander V6 is very similar, rated at 295 horse and 263 pound-feet, while the Honda Pilot's V6 comes in at 280 and 262. Where the Traverse really shines is when you look at cargo volume. So with the third row folded down, this Traverse has 57.8 cubic feet of storage. That beats out the next closest vehicle, the Explorer, which comes in only at 47.9. So you're basically getting an extra 10 cubic feet out of this Traverse. With the second and third rows folded, the story is the same. The Traverse is actually the storage champ of the segment. This vehicle has 98.2 cubic feet of space with those rows folded down, whereas the Explorer only has 87.8 cubic feet, the Highlander just 83.7, and the Pilot comes in also at 83. Looking at second row legroom, this segment is very competitive and most of these vehicles are right in the same area. So looking at the Traverse, in the second row, you're talking about 38.4 inches of legroom. Now that's actually the exact same as the Honda Pilot. The Ford Explorer though does offer just a little bit more at 39 inches. If you want the best second row legroom in the segment though, you have to go to Toyota to the new 2020 Highlander, which offers 41 inches of second row legroom. When it comes to third row legroom, these vehicles aren't as close together though, and actually the Traverse comes out once again looking pretty good. So back there in the third row, this Traverse offers 33.5 inches of legroom. That is more than the Explorer, which offers 32.2 inches of legroom, and more than the 27 inches in the Highlander and 31 inches in the Pilot. So if you want the largest third row in the segment, you should go with the Chevy. Chevy says that you can expect to see this new 2021 Traverse in showrooms by late 2020. Pricing has not yet been announced for the updated model, though it probably won't change too much. Now, the last gen Traverse, 2020 Traverse, it started just a hair over $31,000, and I wouldn't expect this 2021 to really stray from that pricing strategy. Although we'll have to wait and see, and you guys know that once we have the news, we will definitely be bringing it to you here on TFL. So that's it for this video. Make sure you go below, leave a comment, hit like, hit subscribe, and then come back here to the channel as we keep bringing you the latest news, views, and real world reviews. See ya.